welcome back to another video. Today I am with Payton and Roxie housemates. We're gonna be talking about things we wish we knew before coming to Davis, part 2. And this is POV, second years, so we had a little bit more time to marinate in the Davis space. So last year I filmed one with Shar. If you haven't watched that yet, watch that one, then come back here, whatever you want. But we have more to talk about. Let's get into it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. Schedule builder?
It's not a nice platform.
No. If you're incoming and you have the opportunity to take AP or IB and take the test, take the test. Because you can get units. Even if you can't get the classes and skip forward, you get units and that will help with registration.
So the way it works is your standing, whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, whatever, is based on your units. So the more units you have, the higher priority you get when it comes to building your schedule. So the classes that you take and stuff. If you have a lower amount of units, you have a lower chance of getting into the classes that you might need. While you're in high school or before you come to Davis, try to get units some way, somehow. It's not a requirement. I didn't do that. I didn't have AP classes or anything like that. So intern, I did end up getting a pretty bad, we call it pass time, which is just your time to register for classes. I had a worse time than other people because of it. I made it through, but there was it caused a lot of distress being on wait lists and just knowing that your classes are not guaranteed. And also, first years get reserve seating when it comes to coming in their fall quarter. All of us, oh my god, for context, we should give our majors.
I'm environmental science. I'm also a GIS minor.
I am pharmaceutical chemistry minor, technology management.
I'm an applied chemistry major with an emphasis on environmental chemistry.
For us, we did a lot of general STEM classes our first year, and still kind of are in some general classes.
Yeah.
So yeah, chemistry and bio, those had reserve seating.
It was very stressful that summer as a first year coming into Davis, and you've never used Schedule Builder before.
Yeah.
It's a scary time. As long as you get some units, you're good. It's gonna be okay.
And you'll learn the platform with time and learn the best ways of how to use it and what classes you'll need, so it gets easier. It's not a big...
Oh yeah, so I think a lot of us go throughout high school maybe being very self-assured in our academic capabilities, and a lot of us were straight A students, and I don't want to scare anybody, and I don't want to make it sound like, you're gonna fail when you get here. It's just, it's a lot easier to, because if you think about it, a lot of people that are coming from these different schools, that people that had generally really good grades and were really good students are all coming together at Davis, and a lot of classes grade on a curve, which just means that your grade is kind of determined by the performance of you in comparison to your peers. If you don't get an A in a class, it is much more normal than you might think. And I get it might be a little bit discouraging and make you doubt a lot about yourself, which is very normal. Honestly, being a straight A student here, especially I feel like in our majors, it's not that common.
Yeah, no. There's no hand-holding here. You are doing your own work, and the structure of classes are significantly different.
Not to scare everybody.
Yeah, no.
You're gonna do great.
That isn't to say this is what's gonna end up happening. Obviously you shape your academic experience, but more so don't beat yourself up about it if you get a B in a class. Also, I'm gonna be honest, failing classes is also not too uncommon.
Yeah.
It does set you back a bit, but it's not super uncommon. You're not oh my god, I'm so dumb, I failed this class. It's just finding ways to adapt a proper study method that will allow you to learn the best way that you can.
The first maybe 2 quarters of first year, I didn't know how to study. I didn't really study in high school. It was just kind of like, oh, I'll like skim through my notes and I'll show up for the exam, and it went fine. But in college, you have to like put in a lot more effort, maybe is the word I'm looking for. After a while, you kind of learn how, if you haven't already figured that out, you kind of learn how you study and how you learn best. So it takes some time sometimes, but it works out.
Yeah.
Plus, if you do fail a class year, you can retake the class, and that grade will not exist on your transcript.
Yeah.
And the new grade will replace it. You'll just have to take the class again.
Yeah.
But if you're already taking the class to begin with, you know what's going on.
Yeah, you do. Time management. I think when you're at college, it's very easy to like drop whatever you planned on doing to go hang out with people. I think first year it was really easy to do that because you're like in the dorm and it's very easy to see your friends. Y'all are just like maybe a walk away, a bike ride away. It's like not difficult to see people. It's easy being like 10 p.m. Hey, let's go do something right now. Okay. Hanging out with people, it's fun, it's great, but try to strategically like plan those things out. You do have to also delegate your time to other responsibilities you might have. So it might affect you academically if you don't.
Maybe use a Google Calendar. I find a Google Calendar really helpful to set aside specific times to study and
Free
time, when to socialize, when to You have your spreadsheet thing with due dates.
Oh my god, highly recommend. You take a Google spreadsheet and you have the dates and the class and the type of assignment and a little checkbox with conditional formatting, so it turns green when you check it. It's
Colors.
it's so nice. And then you get to sort the data by the date, and then it's chronological order. You get to check it off. I recommend.
Yeah.
So the difference between a high school lecture maybe compared to like a college lecture, like I said, we're all kind of like STEM majors, so we have been in very big lecture halls that are full of like hundreds of students. I had like somebody ask me this before, like, but you are allowed to eat most of the time. I'm pretty sure, like, especially in those bigger halls, like, you do what you want. Go on your phone, sure. Eat, sure. Get up to go to the restroom without asking, yes, please do that. You don't need permission to do that.
Yeah.
Even I feel like in smaller discussions, like,
You don't need to ask.
you don't need to ask. Usually, if they don't specify it, you can assume that's the rule.
Just don't be disruptive. That's like the one thing. I mean, like, eat food, whisper, but don't be loud.
Yeah, just
people get annoyed at you and think about you. It's
Also, professors, this is something I think I didn't even realize when I made the last video, or like I didn't fully conceptualize, but professors, they give you the information, they don't teach it most of the time. Because I'm so used to like, like instructors being like, oh yeah, this is the content, this is how it works, and then I walk out and I'm like, I'm good to go, I understand it. But a lot of the time it's like them throwing the information at you, and I feel like at this point it's kind of like a I don't want to say waste of energy, but like a little bit on getting angry at a professor for being a bad teacher.
Yeah.
Obviously though, there are a lot of like tutoring options and office hours obviously for professors and TAs and stuff like that, so you can go and get outside help, but like I said, it's like that is time you're dedicating outside of like your assigned lecture, discussion, lab time and stuff. Like, oh yeah, quarter system. I think people tell you a lot like it's fast. It's
Because
fast.
it is.
It is fast. It's very easy to. It's kind of like when you fall behind, it's not waiting for you. You know what I mean? So please try to stay on top of your work, because it's not fun if you're not. You're constantly in a go mindset. I think you always have something to do. living off campus after first year.
Get on it early.
Yeah.
Was my what is the phrase I'm looking
Advice?
for? No, it was like a fun phrase. It was like it's like throw my coin in the hat.
Oh, my 2 cents.
Yeah.
And also, like, research for what you want. People want different things out of where they live. Like,
Yeah.
some people want to live real bougie.
Mhm.
Word, go do that.
Mhm.
And find people who want the same things. Part of, like, living off campus is also you choose who you live with, so be deliberate. Like, we work really well together because we all want similar things.
I don't know how I was planning to do this. That was weird.
So I think what we did was we were looking at different places January, February.
Yeah.
Start looking early.
I think we started to like do start research like toward the end of fall quarter, and then over break we might have done a little bit, maybe, I don't remember, and then like coming back winter quarter was when we started to really look. And then I think, when did we sign our lease?
April.
We signed our lease in April. It is an option for second years to apply for student housing again, so like you can live in another resident hall the next year. I think that's like not as common as people just going and finding apartments or like a house or something out like off campus. And that is kind of like intimidating at first because you're like, wow, it's so convenient being on campus and like having to like go to the DC and like I can just easily go to class if I wanted to and go back to my dorm. So living off campus, I could see how that could be seen as like a little bit intimidating. But honestly, it's not bad.
No.
Like it's
You
really
get used to it. Oh
You
my
do
God,
get
that's
used to
the
it.
rosemary there.
It's kind of nice having your own little like place outside of like that dorm environment. I will say that it is the most common to go off campus after your first year. Don't get too stressed out over that.
Yeah.
Your first year is your time to meet people and to see who you might want to live with.
You can be really good friends with someone and your living styles are very different. Like that's not uncommon. I mean, it worked out for us, but like you can be friends with someone and also not have to live with them.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's better
Yeah.
for everybody.
We can make another video on
Apartment
life and ways to have a functional apartment with people.
Not to float our own boat.
Not to float our own boats, not to toot our own horns, but I think we low-key mastered it.
No, we
We're quite orderly, so if y'all want to know how we ended up making it work right away with no issues, we can make a video at that. Equitable access. Yes, so Equitable Access is UC Davis's program where you have access to all your textbook materials in one place for all your classes.
Our textbooks are like online, and also if you're in STEM and you're in some sort of lab, you will have to get materials. Like there are UC Davis specific lab manuals for chem, for bio, like there are specific lab coats and goggles that you are permitted to wear. And like I made a really silly mistake of buying my lab coat and safety glasses, not goggles, before I got here, and I had to like donate them to Goodwill because I could not use them in the lab because they were the wrong materials.
So everything you need for your classes are found at the bookstore if they're physical.
You do have to pay for it.
It's
not free.
It's not free,
But do it.
Yeah.
You're automatically opted into it. If you don't need it or you don't want it or something like that, you can opt out of it and you don't have to pay. How much is it? Is it like 100?
It's like
Something?
around
160?
69,
Yeah.
70, 69, 70.
Oh, like that's it?
I think it's like one
Straight
it's
up.
Like
Oh,
170.
yeah.
But
Something like that.
textbooks are expensive.
Oh yeah, it's easy to switch majors here.
We've all switched our majors.
We all have.
Yeah, all three have switched our majors.
I came in as an undeclared fine arts major. And you do have to wait one quarter before switching over. I don't know, that's probably standard in a lot of places. I don't know.
Yeah.
But in Davis, you have to wait 1 quarter. So my winter quarter of my first year, it's literally, you just submit a little form.
Mhm.
You're like, hey, I want to switch to this major. And then a few days later, the major advisor or maybe the college advisor reviews it,
Yeah.
sends it back, and then you're like, yay, I switched.
I entered as an applied math major, but when I got here, I knew I didn't want to do that anymore, so I switched to pharmaceutical chemistry. And yeah, it was very easy. Submit a form. The only requirement, I'm pretty sure, is you just need to be in good academic standing, which just means don't fail your class.
Yeah. I think you just need over a 2.0 to be in good academic standing.
Yeah.
C or above.
Yep.
C or above. Yeah.
And then you just wait a little bit, and then they get back to you, and you're done.
I don't know if it's for all majors. For my major, you do have to make a 4-year plan.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, wait, really fast.
But
Complications
it's
to it, I
so
forgot.
easy.
Yeah.
You make it with a peer advisor, which you do over Zoom for like 15 minutes.
I'm very happy actually that I ended up switching my major because it does make you during that process of switching, at least for us, I had to meet up with a peer advisor, and they ended up giving me my 4-year plan with my new major.
There's also, I don't think this is for any of the majors we switched into, but some of the really impacted ones, like, was it human bio?
Human bio, yeah.
Some of them is like a lottery system. That's not common for a lot of the majors. I think a lot of them are very easy to switch into, but some of them have you have to take a class or 2 before you switch into that major.
Yeah, there's different requirements.
But in general, it's easy. You can change your mind.
It's easy as long as it's not a capped major or something like that. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video. It helps boost it. If you have any questions, you can comment them, and we'll do our best to reply and give you a good answer. And anything else you want to say?
Peace out, Girl Scout.
Okay. Bye bye.